right, so this is a continuation.
He looks like a bad teammate because our job as veteran players is.
First of all, it's not Joe Flacco's job as the starting quarterback to prepare the young quarterback to get ready to play. It's not his job. Joe Flacco's job that he was hired to do was to come in and try to help this team win now. That's his job. His job is not to mentor the young kids. See, people get fucked up with this whole, you're supposed to be a role model, you're supposed to be this kind of figure, you're supposed to be that kind of figure. No, not every player is the same. Not every player has the same motives. Not every player wants to be the same person. If Joe Flacco doesn't want to help Drew Lock prepare himself for the NFL, it's not his responsibility. When Joe Flacco retires, and if Joe Flacco helps Drew Lock become one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, let's just say, and Joe Flacco retires, is Drew Lock going to, I'm not talking about heap praise on Joe Flacco. I'm talking about, yo, you're going to give me some of this money you're going to be making if you manage to get to the Hall of Fame? Like, what am I getting out of you getting better? Like, seriously, what am I getting out of it? Because when I retire, I'm not going to give a fuck about you or the team that you play for. Like, why should it matter to Joe Flacco that this kid get better? Joe Flacco owes nothing to Denver. Joe Flacco owes nothing to Drew Lock. Joe Flacco owes something to Joe Flacco, and that's what he's doing, and I totally respect it. Just like Brett Favre, man. No. Look, you want to train this kid to be better than me? You want to train this kid to take what is mine right now? Then you train him. Don't sit there and get the assassin, and now I got to train the assassin how to kill me. That's fucking stupid. No, you train this kid up. You put him in position to take my job, and then we'll see what happens.
To mentor the younger players. That's how you pass on your knowledge. And as Joe Flacco gets...
Again, it's not his job to do that. It's the coach's job to do that.
Older, he wants one of those young guys. If Drew Lock becomes an all-star quarterback, doesn't he?
All right, what fucking quarterback, when Joe Flacco got to the league, mentored him? Because as far as I can remember, the best quarterback that the Ravens had in the past 20 years was fucking Steve McNair. And we all know how that tragically ended. Like, it's not like fucking... No offense, man, but it's not like Steve McNair came back from the grave to give him all his fucking knowledge. Nobody on that team fucking gave Joe Flacco anything. Flacco had to learn what he knew on his own. Like, from day one, he was a fucking starter. There was nobody to contend with. The Ravens didn't have a quarterback. Like, what? He's going to get knowledge from some of these fucking scrubs that he got on the team with? He's going to get knowledge from them. What the fuck can they teach them when they could barely keep their own job? Come on, man.
I want Drew Lock to say, man, I learned a lot from Joe Flacco. You know, he taught me a lot. Yeah. Instead, he's going to say, Joe Flacco never talked to me. He didn't.
So what? Just like with Tom Brady and this whole Jimmy Garoppolo thing, where Tom Brady did not want to be replaced, and he did not like the fact that they were grooming this kid to take his place, and this kid was already saying, oh, I'm better than Tom Brady. Okay, first of all, I don't fault the kid for having that mentality. I never fault a player for having a mentality that they're better than the best. All right? But the level of ego that goes into that kind of statement when you've never played a down before. Come on, bro. And to be honest, I didn't really see much to Jimmy Garoppolo's flair when he fucking got a couple of starts in New England because he got hurt in his second start. And then they had to put in Jacoby Brissett. But you don't hear Jacoby Brissett coming out saying, oh, man, I'm better than Tom Brady. Man, look. All right, you can have ego, all right? But you have to be able to back the shit up. It's not the starting quarterback's job to fucking fan the flames of your fucking ego. It's not their job. Their job is to hold on to their job. This is why Tom Brady did what he did, and I don't blame him for doing it. I mean, if he did run to Bob Kraft and say, I need this kid to go. I don't feel comfortable with him here. I feel like at any moment I'll get released or I'll get traded or they'll ask me to retire and they'll hand over the keys to this kid. And I don't blame him at all. Like, look, you got to do what you can to survive. It's like with this whole, I don't want to take it racial, but it's like this whole white supremacist thing. Look, you got to do what you got to do to stay the fuck on top. I can't really blame it because if I'm on top, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I can do. It doesn't matter what it is, how immoral it is, how wrong it is. It doesn't matter. I do what I got to do. I mean, that's just the way the world works. I mean, it's funny. People do a lot of fucked up things to get what they want. And then they fucking want to blame the world for everybody feeling that way. And everybody doing whatever they got to do to get what they want. I mean, it is what it is. It's, you know, it's the way the world works. I mean, sometimes you got to do what you can to survive.
And I'm telling you, it's a bad reflection, not only on Joe, but your teammates start to see that, and they lose respect for you because you say stuff like that.
Shay?
No, absolutely.
And Drew Lock is a second-round pick in this year's draft who's never played a down in the NFL. What the fuck is his respect worth? It's not like he's a number one overall pick. It's not like he's some prodigy that was drafted and they're asking Joe Flacco to help groom this kid so he could be the next whoever. It's not like that's going on. What the fuck does Drew Lock's respect get you? I mean, it doesn't get you anything. I mean, as a man, your job is to stand up on your own 2 feet. What the fuck is another man's respect gonna get you? I mean, unless they got something, you know, in life that can position you to get something in life. That's different. Respect gets you a lot in that respect, but I mean, if you're both on the same plane, but you're on a higher plane than this other person, what the fuck is his respect gonna get you? Nothing. Unless Drew Lock plan on giving Joe Flacco a portion of his paycheck after Joe Flacco retires. I don't want to hear none of that, man. That ain't got shit to do with me. It ain't got shit to do with Joe. Like, fuck it. It is what it is.
I think the repercussions are gonna filter through the team more than anything. I mean, this is Joe Flacco's first year with a new team. He's the leader. He's the quarterback. And I understand what Joe Flacco was trying to say. I understand his head is down. He's focused and he's trying to be the best player that he can be. However, that doesn't mean that you can't help the young guys who are aspiring to be just like you, win a Super Bowl just like you did.
All right, so if these players on this team have a problem with Joe Flacco, if these players on this team have a problem with him, go to each one of these players and ask them, listen, it's about your 11th year in the league. You haven't really played your best football for the past, 3 or 4 years. You still believe you got another 4 years left in you to play at a high level. And this team is on the cusp of a championship run, and you want to be a huge part of that. But there's also this young kid that y'all just drafted in the first or second round that is just as talented as you are. It could be better than you in your career. We need you to help groom him for the future. In a player's mind, they're thinking, oh, you're talking, the future is now. Like, you're hoping that I can get this kid prepared by the end of the season. You're hoping that I can get him prepared by the start of the next season. And then I'm out. And then I'm gone. Then you won't have any more use for me because this kid is already ready. Why would you do that? It's his job to get his career intact. And why would any other player on the team fucking give a shit? I mean, it's survival of the fittest, man. It is. The NFL is the survival of the fittest. If you're not fit, you usually end up out. That's usually how it goes. Look how many top 10 picks end up out of the fucking league in 5 years because they just weren't good enough. And they weren't ready. The one that pops out to me the most is Trent Richardson, man. I thought this kid had a bright fucking future. He was out of the league in less than 5 years. So, I don't know.
I think that the more that the young guys can learn from the older guys, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for Kevin Falk. He taught me so much about the game in my first.
Kevin Falk is different. When you came in the league, Kevin Falk was I believe Kevin Falk wasn't even playing. Because Shane Vereen was drafted, I believe, 2013, 2012. He was on the Super Bowl team, I believe, against the Giants. So he probably was drafted in 2011. I believe Kevin Falk might have played to about 2010, 2011. Probably a little later. So he might have been on the team. But Kevin Falk was either done or about to be done. You being a star had no bearing. Even at the height of Kevin Falk's career, he wasn't even a starter. He was a third down back that could catch the ball out of the backfield. He was like a poor man's Marshall Falk, pretty much.
In New England, and that's a debt that can never be repaid. And I think that's what Joe Flacco can bring to this Denver team that really needs it, to be honest.
I'm not going to take Flacco's side, but I will just add something you said. This is a new team. It's not like Flacco's bringing someone into the Ravens program that he's been a part of and won a Super Bowl with. Flacco's like, I got to prove myself in this situation. Maybe he's saying, I don't have...
Sorry. Then I'm going to probably do a part 3 and then be done with it. But all right, look, what the last guy was saying, he may be new to the team, but it's not his responsibility. Now, what the fuck does he have to prove? That he's a team player? What is that going to get him? Is the coach going to be like, you know what, Drew Lock is super fucking ready right now to start and help us win. But you know what? Since Joe Flacco helped him develop, we're not going to just move Joe Flacco out of the starting lineup. We're going to sit Drew Lock, who's ready to play now. We're going to sit him so Joe Flacco can finish out the rest of his contract. Fuck, though. That's not going to happen. What, is going to set up Joe Flacco becoming a coach? If Joe Flacco was good enough to be a coach in the NFL, he's going to get it without Drew Lock's progression. He's going to get it without that, without him helping Drew Lock. It's not going to be because he helped Drew Lock. You know what? Since you developed that quarterback in Denver, we're going to give you a job. This is so stupid. This is such a stupid fucking argument. Like, this whole conversation is stupid, honestly. I mean, we're talking about a guy who's trying to hold on to the last little bit of his career that he has left. And the Broncos signed him to play. Why would he do everything in his power to prevent himself from playing? That's stupid. Unless he didn't give a fuck about the game and didn't want to play. That's different then. All right.